Hello, welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing Aston Villa preview, and if you've noticed the thumbnail, I think Grealish will matter, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the start, as we could say. My apologies for being late, by the way. I'm like 40 minutes late. So, Ederson is still injured, which I actually forgot about. Good thing we checked these injuries, I actually forgot about that. Fuck off. So yeah, John Stones, Haaland, okay, everything we know basically, except Aston, I forgot about that. I do just want to see, yeah, because Haaland is put here at the 10th of May. I just want to see what game that is, before we get into this Aston Villa preview. The Southampton, he should be back for Southampton, which is not second to last, but third to last game in the season. Okay, fair enough. Right, so, okay, injuries, nothing out of what we know. Let's talk about the actual game. Let's actually talk about the game. And now I've got two lineups here. What I want and what I expect to see. So this is what I expect to see, this is what I want. Now, allow me to explain my logic here and what all of this on pitch means. So let's start with McAtee and Nunez. So you might favor McAtee on the right hand side rather than Nunez, because McAtee can crash the box and can get a goal sometimes. But I personally have Nunez there, because Akanji is back now, he can play that right back spot, and he can play a solid back three. You have Vardiol, Diaz, Akanji, you have a very solid back three there, with O'Reilly covering this distance going up and down the pitch. Pep likes to have one fullback stay back a bit and the other bomb up the pitch. So, okay, let O'Reilly bomb up the pitch, keep that other fullback, Akanji back, defend solidly. And I think that's going to be important against Villa. Now, if we were playing against Everton, I would have actually Nunez as right back, just as Pep did, because we're trying to break down on the block. But Everton is going to be a very solid, Aston Villa is going to be a very solid team in attack. And I want to avoid getting absolutely cooked by Everton. Everton is going to press up, they're going to try to press us in. And what we need to do is hit them on the counter, basically. We need to get in behind them. That is why I have Savio and Marmoush. We need to stay solid defensively, and we need to get up the pitch quickly. Which is why De Bruyne would have been great for this game if he was rested, but I'm again getting ahead of myself. Let's stay with the right wing and right back for now. So, Nunez, you can have him left wing actually. So, if you don't want Savio, you can have Nunez and McAtee. The problem is, the pace from Nunez is not quite the same as Savio. I think it's better to have what I did first here with Nunez on the right and Savio on the left. McAtee, sure, gets a goal once in a while, but he doesn't give performances, which is okay when you play against Crystal Palace. Against Aston Villa, we really need someone who can cross into the box, who can get the ball a bit more, who can get a goal once in a while, by the way. So that is why I have Nunez. If you prefer McAtee, listen, I won't argue McAtee, but I prefer Nunez there. And I prefer Akanji again for what I said earlier. Let Villa have the ball a bit, but stop them from pressing you in. What we don't want is Aston Villa to counter us. We should let Aston Villa have a bit of the ball. That doesn't mean we need to give them like 70% possession, but if we try to get all of the ball against Villa, what will happen here is we'll get absolutely cooked on the counter. Let's say we have 60%, 70% possession. Villa win the ball back. All our players are up the pitch. Nunez is playing as right back. He's up the pitch. We will get cooked on the counter if that happens. And I don't want that to happen. I think we can beat Villa. They're not great when they're away. If you put them under a bit of pressure, they tend to crumble when they're not in Villa Park. So I want to put them under pressure. That is why I have this lineup. And Gonzalez as defensive midfielder, because I mean, who's gonna argue with me that Gonzalez is our best DM when Rodri is not available? We're not gonna put Akanji defensive midfielder. And I hope Pep has learned his lesson after dropping him against Man United, where we looked absolutely lethargic. Gonzalez has to start for me, and so does Kovacic, because Kovacic can do that box-to-box role. And he does that well. He gets goals from distance, and the important areas here that I've highlighted are these areas outside of the box, the half spaces as they call them. And Grealish, if you actually watch the games that he's played recently in the FA Cup against, I believe it was Man United as well, and against Crystal Palace too, he gets balls into the box. He gets balls into those half spaces against Bournemouth too in the FA Cup. So if you look at those half spaces here, Grealish can get into them and can chip a ball in, and then you can get a ball over the top for Savio, who can maybe cut it back for Marmoush, as we've seen against not Crystal Palace, someone else. You're gonna have to remind me of the game, but there was a game, actually that was Newcastle, wasn't it, where Savio cut it back, Marmoush scored. I believe it was Newcastle. So that is why I think these half spaces are important. Villa is a good team, they are hard to beat, so we are going to need to play through them. And again, De Bruyne would have been great for this game, but there's a problem with De Bruyne. He's already played 3 full 90s in a row, played 75 minutes I believe against Bournemouth in the FA Cup, and he's clearly showing signs of being tired again. And this is where we as a club didn't really think forwards. We should have not played De Bruyne against Everton. Or at the very least, we should have not played him a full 90. I mean, he didn't, but you get what I'm saying, right? If De Bruyne was more rested, and fair enough to Pep, I didn't think about that either. If De Bruyne was more rested and we played Grealish there instead, I think we would have had a bit of the same effect, because De Bruyne was clearly looking injured in that Everton game. Or not injured, but tired. But we would have De Bruyne available, fully fresh, fully fit for Aston Villa. And when he's still fully fresh, he still plays really, really well. Unfortunately, I don't want him to start this game because he has not been rested. And it's a midweek game. If we had a full week in between, sure, but it's a midweek game, he's not fully rested, he's already looking tired a bit. I don't want him to start this game, but hopefully he comes off the bench. Now my other substitutes here, because these on the right here, I've got my substitutes. Doku, I mean that's self-explanatory, get something explosive on the pitch if we need a goal, get some pace, it's self-explanatory if you ask me. De Bruyne, he can play 30 minutes even if he's a bit tired. If we really need a goal, get him in there, get him pressing up the pitch. Silva I'll explain later. Bob, I think it's also self-explanatory. I think Husanov and Silva are my most interesting substitutes proposals. And of course, if the game calls for it, you can always call any other substitute. But if everything goes to plan, and we have, let's say, 2 goals up. Let's say we are 2 goals up. Hear me out here. 2 goals up, 20 minutes left to play. Bring on Husanov, bring on Silva. Bring on Husanov for Diaz. Because Diaz needs some rest, and we're playing in the FA Cup soon. Husanov for Diaz. Diaz is rested for the FA Cup a bit. Husanov, fresh legs, can play very well in that fence, we've seen that. He's playing against more tired attackers, will throw his body on the line. So there you go, Husanov, but also Silva. Silva, thank God you're going to Benfica by the way. Silva, when we are a goal up or 2, hold on to the ball, move it slowly. That would be ideal for me if it's 2 goals up, because we will not concede as many goals if Silva is on the pitch. Just slow down the game, Stop Aston Villa from getting any momentum. Make the game hopeless for them. So if we're 2 goals up, I want to see Silva coming on for probably Nunez, and then hold this right wing, and again slow down the game. Bernardicchi. Nah, mate, nah. No Bernardicchi for the start. He can come off the bench to slow down the game if we're winning, but I don't want him to start. Nunez playing right back. Potentially, he could potentially play as right back, but in fact, I believe I have him as right back here in my predicted 11. I do. Which, we'll talk about this. This is my predicted 11. This is what I want to see. We'll talk about this in a second. But I prefer having Nunez in that right wing so he can make the most of his crossing ability and stuff, but Pep won't do that, I know. Starting 11, Ortega, Nunez, Diaz, Gvardiol, Nico O'Reilly, Nico Gonzalez, Gundogan, Marmoush, Grealish, Savinho, Foden. So Marmoush in midfield and Grealish false 9, or Well, I think Marmouche would be striker, right? Diaz out, Akanji in after 60 minutes. I see the logic, I will not play Foden. I will just keep Foden benched until the end of the season, and I don't think he'll start either. Foden needs rest in my opinion, and look at the recent 2 games. Foden did not touch a pitch, and maybe we're giving him time to get back into shape. Hopefully, should I say. Grealish 10, Marmouche left, Foden false 9. Well, the club knows better than us how fit Foden is. I'm not sure about that. That could work. But Savinho on the right wing, I don't like too much. Savinho on the right wing just is in my opinion, but yeah, fair enough. That could work. Anyhow, this is what I think Pep will roll out with. And we'll see the same again, where Nunez pushes up, Silva comes down a bit, and Gonzalez and Silva try to handle this right back area, prevent any counters from here. And I think we'll push up very high. Problem is with this lineup, we're gonna lack a bit of creativity in midfield. Savio, I mean, if he cuts inside, he's not gonna score much, is he? And then we'll be pretty much preying on Marmouche, Kovacic, O'Reilly for a goal. And this is what I think we'll play with in order to hold up the game, and this is just not quite alright. We will have a lot of control if we play like this. We'll have like 60% of the ball, but it will be dead. It will be dead, I think. Oops, sorry, I misclicked. Hello, Wim. How are you? Costa coming out goalkeeper next year. Proper bozo, man. Has that been confirmed? 1 second. I haven't seen any news about Diogo Costa yet. Diogo Costa. Manchester City are planning to make a move for Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa and believe an offer of 15 million could be enough, despite the 25-year-old having a 63 million pounds buyout clause in his contract. And Manchester United also want him. Look at that. Both Manchester is fighting for Costa. Yeah, I would rather have Chevalier. I think Chevalier is a better shot stopper, and I'm tired of these good with the ball in their feet goalkeepers. I want a goalkeeper who can stop a shot. But that's just me, and that's just old school me. The Anderlecht women bottled the cup. There you go. And 5-0 Club Brugge indeed. Anyhow, with the game preview done, let's get into the press conference, react to that, and then we'll go to my next stream actually. Oefenwedstrijd in practice game for the club in Kent, you know, bruv. Come on, can you open up please? So, Pep Guardiola on this Morgan Rodgers. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just say Morgan Rodgers instead of pinning his fucking account, but okay. He was in the Man City second team and trained with us sometimes. And the glimpse, we could see something, he could do it. But the impact that has been at Villa has been, what a player. What the fuck is this? But the impact that has been at Villa has been. I mean, Pep, I know your English ain't the greatest, but what is that? You know better English than that. What a player. We had exceptional player here, absolutely. Well, didn't know he played for... Yeah. Yeah, to be fair. He really stepped up when he went to Villa. He became a way better player at Villa, I think. Costa confirmed news. George Mendes doing this. Chevalier, everyone wants the club, but the club wants experience goalkeeper. That's why Costa is coming. Yeah. Experience is fucking overrated though, isn't it? Like, what is experience, bro? What is experience? Does experience win you trophies? No, it fucking doesn't. Skill wins you trophies, bro, but this club, man. they'll get experience in all the wrong places, and they'll get, like, bro, we don't need an experienced goalkeeper, we need a solid goalkeeper. Experience is what you need with your outfield play, it's not on fucking between the sticks, bro. Pep Guardiola on Jeremy Doku. This season, I've been so unfair with him in the last games, because I remember against Spurs away Brighton, for example, without him it would not be possible. But lately we didn't attack, sorry, let me reread that. But lately we didn't attack the last games with wingers. We put fullbacks more wide, more players in the middle, like against Bournemouth. I feel sorry for him and the other ones. But today, against Everton, the impact has been much better than Old Trafford. Old Trafford was not good. He had the balls, drop teams, his threat arrived to the byline. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's just defending Doku here, fair enough. But Doku just doesn't play well, like that's the problem. Okay, you can single out a game here or there where he plays well, but every time he's asked a serious question, easiest way to dodge them, you know, bruv. I've been unfair, bro. He does this all the time. Oh, I've been unfair to this player, then play him more. Now, I don't want Doku to play more, but like, I'm kind of tired of that rhetoric from Pep, you know. Or I've been unfair to him, like, roll and play him more. If you don't think you're playing him enough and that he deserves more minutes, then play him. Don't waffle, just play him. I like Guardiola at centre back, especially with build up with his left foot. He's so fast going in behind. I think Diaz and him as a person, they are so generous, talk a lot. And I think they are doing really good partnership. So it's an option. Yeah, so play them more. I wanted to see Guardiola centre back for a while. Now I know that the situation at the club didn't really allow us to play Guardiola at centre back because we didn't have any full backs. But that's on Pep. Like we have one of the best. I'm not going to say the best, but we have one of the best centre backs in the world at Man City for 1.5 years now, and he's only just started playing centre back. We shoved him out to the left back area, which even when we shouldn't have, even when we had better options available for like the right back area, we could have just shoved Akanji onto right back and then put Guardiola Diaz, and we could have done that a lot sooner. Now, fair enough, third season, I hear you. Okay, he's getting experience, play him as left back. Fair enough. Second season, where we had Kyle Walker stinking it out of the gaff already in last season, but also this season at right back. Instead of going Akanji right back, and Lewis was also stinking it out, Diaz, Guardiola centre back pairing, and then someone else at left back, like Nunez, Grealish even could play left back. We just kept doing the same thing, and that's the problem I've had with Pep all season. We keep doing the same stuff, which is annoying. It's very annoying. But that is Pep. Welcome to Pep Guardiola football. You never get what you want with this guy. I mean, you get trophies, but you never get something that makes a lot of sense, do you? Oh dear, it's taking a while to load here. Pep Guardiola. I don't think Man City needs to buy more central defenders. Obviously. Oh, big up to Oliver. Let's retweet this. Big up to Oliver. Yeah, obviously we don't need more centre backs. We have 9 centre backs at the club, you know. We don't need another. Pep Guardiola. We need our people versus Aston Villa, because I think our people. Oh, we are complaining about the fans now. Complaining about the fans. Hey, Pep, how about this? How about this, Pep? You go to the board and say, hey, lower ticket prices because the fucking stadium is dog shit. How about you do that, Pep? Instead of saying, oh, the fans are not loud enough, how about you go to the fucking board? How about you go to the fucking board and tell them, ticket prices are ridiculous. Fans are getting outpriced. We are full with tourists. Drop the ticket prices. How about you do that, Pep? Instead of complaining to the fans in fucking press conferences, how about you do that? Eh? You know what, yeah? I looked this up recently. It is cheaper for me to go a week to Budapest than it is to go watch a single game of Man City. Think about that. Transport, because obviously I don't live in England. Transport is about the same. B&B in Budapest, 7 days, with one person. Cheaper than a match day ticket at the Etihad. Is that not fucking ridiculous? And you're complaining. You are complaining here that, oh, the fans don't make enough noise. Of fucking course we don't. Because we're not there. We can't go there. We spent that money on a trip to the Etihad, to going to fucking Budapest, to going to a fucking holiday in Copenhagen or something. Of course no fans are at the Etihad. Manchester is a poor area within England. These fans can't afford to go to the stadium. But oh, I'm gonna complain about fans now. Fuck off, man. I'm so tired of this shit. Like, fuck off, man. The ticket situation is just fucked, isn't it? I'm so tired of it. We already have enough experience. Yeah, we do. I believe I read that one out earlier as well. I just read that twice. Say it go. Say it go, Rosa. Pep Guardiola. We need our people. Oh, I already read this one. My apologies. Absolutely. Aston Villa is a final. Yeah, every game is a final. According to Pep. You know what, yeah? If we get a draw against Villa, we're probably still quite comfortably top 5. Because Chelsea is dropping points everywhere. They just got a lucky win against Fulham. I'm talking lucky. They're not doing that week in, week out. But if we actually go to it, I know we do this every fucking stream nowadays, but let's just quickly do this, yeah? Well, Fortress will beat Spurs, so let's not even entertain that. Let's say we draw Villa. Like Chelsea against Everton, that might be a draw. But for argument's sake, I'll make Everton win. I don't think we're catching up to these man, so there you go. Let's just do the important games. Oh yeah, Nottingham Forest. Probably beat Brentford. So, okay, we're out of top 5 now, but here we go. One or the other is dropping points in this game. I think it's probably a draw or a Newcastle win. We win. Villa away from home struggles sometimes. So let's say they draw. Let's say they draw. Because I believe that's their last away game. Now we're top 5 again. Even after that draw, they should beat Man United. Villa will beat Tottenham. We should beat Bournemouth. And Arsenal at home will draw Newcastle, I believe. So voila, now we're 4th. Now we are 4th. So you can say, okay, one of these teams will play better than you think. As long as we get a draw here, no, we need a win. We need a win. But you can say, oh, one of these teams will play better than what you think. But even if that's the case, yeah, bro, we can still finish. Even if we draw Villa, we could still finish 3rd. Now, fair enough, some of these results are going against our way. But this is why we're in the top 5 going out favor. But this is why it's a top 5 race. Because all of these teams are shit. Why is Newcastle? Why is Aston Villa? Why is Chelsea? Why are we in a top 5 race? Because all of us are dog shit. I didn't do Villa's last game. My apologies. But this is why we're in a top 5 race, bro. Because we're all shit. It's honestly that simple. If we were good, we would not be in a top 5 race to begin with. So these teams will drop points here. If we draw Villa, we're probably still getting top 5. If we beat Villa, we're finishing 4th, I think, if we beat Villa. There's no way we don't finish 4th if we beat Villa, because if you look at the games we have left, of La Liga, I was checking out my later watch-along what the game it was. If you check here what game we have left, Man City. Our next game is, excluding FA Cup, is Wolves, then Southampton. 2 games we should win. If we, that's like another 2 wins on the trot. Draw Villa, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Premier League games in a row without losing. By the time we play Bournemouth at home. By then, we should have some momentum, we should have some confidence back into this team. Especially if we beat Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, which I think we will. Because that would make it, across all competitions, I think 11 games or 10 games without losing. Then you play Bournemouth at home, we should beat them at home. Fulham away, beat them, I think we will. Last day of the season, experience, Clutch Gene will pull it out there, I think. And then we get top 5, so Villa, and fuck, if we beat Villa, by the way, if we beat Villa, then Fulham game doesn't even matter. If we get out results here, if we get out wins here against Villa, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, we are guaranteed top 5, even if we don't win against Fulham. Like, we can lose against Fulham and still be top 5, that will be a dead rubber. So I'm not too concerned about the Villa game, to be honest. But I think we can win, so I want to see us play very well. If we draw, I'll be annoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I will be annoyed, because I think Villa is set for the beating. And I want to see our winning run accumulate at the end of the season. But, I'll be annoyed, but I won't be fuming as I've been before. So I'm not that stressed about this game. It's a final, guys. Everything is a final. What did I just read? Yeah, this, I just read that. And that is the end of the press conference. Is it? Yeah. So, last 2 things here to read. Who fucking damn it? Oliver. What is this? Manchester City have joined Liverpool. Okay, I'll bookmark this and I'll stream that tomorrow. I've got a stream tomorrow to talk about that stuff. The impact has been good of Nico O'Reilly. Now we have one game a week, so Nico has to recover. See if he can play every 3 days, like, for example, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Ruben Diaz. I don't know if these young players are able to play 3 games a week during this month, during months and months and months. But he's quality already, I assume. I assume this is a typo. He's quality already. He can't play 5 games a row. That's true. So there will be a point where you have to rest him and drop him. But that is Wolves. You have Wolves at home. You have Aston. Sorry, not Aston Villa. You have Southampton. So these are the games where you drop them. Yeah, bro. I hope he doesn't drop him tomorrow. There are games where you can drop Nico O'Reilly, but it's not tomorrow. Tomorrow he has to play, in my opinion. If he drops him, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry, guys. I admired a lot the fact he's playing a position he's never played before. Yada yada. Yeah. Please don't drop him. Bro, I swear down, yeah. There are games where you can rest players, and there are games where you don't rest players. This is not the time to rest Nico O'Reilly. This is the moment where you say to Nico O'Reilly, listen, 2 big games. I want you. 2 big games. Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest. I want you to give every fucking bit of soul you have. Every bit of fight you have for these 2 games. Then you'll be on the bench against Wolves and against Southampton, because we don't need you. We need you in these big games, and we need you sharp in these big games, because you will help us win the FA Cup, you will help us get top 5, so we need you sharp for 2 more games, and then against Wolves, against Southampton, you can get your rest. If Pep drops, because after reading this reads like Pep will fucking drop him for Aston Villa. I hope not, I really hope not. This is the last thing here, and then we switch to the other stream. When you see the game on Aston Villa, by the way. Wait, what? On Aston Villa. When you see the game against my friend Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique is a friend. Let's get him to Manchester. Against my friend Luis Enrique at PSG, I was really impressed. They can play low block away. And when they decide to go with the weapons, they have the speed, set pieces, they're incredible, well organized. Yeah, but they are beatable. When they play away, they are beatable. They try to come up a bit, they get cooked on the counter, so we need to be willing to play on the counter and cook them. So I get the praise, but this ain't an excuse to not do your job, and it. Anyhow, why am I so fucking bright? 1 second, let me fix my camera here. We can't end the stream looking like this, bro. 1 second. That looks fucking worse. There you go. That looks decent enough. Anyhow, we're not ending the stream yet. We are just redirecting to the next stream for the next topic. So, that's my Aston Villa preview, I guess. We should beat them. We really should beat them. Now redirecting to my next stream for Stop Playing FC. Well, we'll get there anyway.